Hi guys, this is Amber from Anxious Amber. I am going to do a whip and chat today on Boo-tiful Bunch by Cute But Weird from munimade. I started this canvas on the 20th of October and I'm hoping to have it finished by this Friday, the 31st. Today is Monday, October 27th, I believe. So I've got a few more days to work on it. I am kitted up in just these round Forever Young containers. And then for my tray, I'm using the Firefly Inferno Nano from Drills and Chills last year. For pins, I am using my Diamond Art Club pin with the 7 placer. This is the pin that has the screw-on tips. And then I also have a pin with my 10 placer. And then for the ABs, I have found that just using the Diamond Art Club twist and pick pin has worked really well for the ABs. So I've just been using that. In my one placer, single placer, and in this 4 placer for the ABs, I've just been using the normal pink wax. And then I do have in my multi-placers this putty. It's called Tea Time Spell, and it is from Diamond Painting. Oh, it is Diamond Painting Putty, and it is from Painting Sparkles, which is here on YouTube and Etsy, and then she also has her own shop online. And then we're going to be working on this section here together of the half of the pumpkin's face and this little ghosty peeking out. And the reason I wanted to do a whip and chat with this kit was because I'm having a little bit of trouble with the drill field on the canvas. And I wanted to try to demonstrate what I'm having issues with. So I'm going to go ahead and pause for just a minute and get you zoomed in so you can see up really close to the canvas. All right, I've got you zoomed in really close right now. I'll probably move it back out here in a minute, but I'm going to start off with the number 1 symbol so you can kind of watch where I'm placing. And then I'm going to start out with the 10 placer. Sorry, it's like really close right now. I am going to zoom back out here in a minute, a little ways. So if you just put these straight down on the canvas, it's like the drill field is just a little too wide. So you can see the number 1 sticking out through them. So I have found that it's a little bit better with the 7 placer, which is why I've been using it instead. That way I don't have to move them around as much. But that has been a little aggravating for me. It's like the drill field is just a hair's width too wide for the drills. And so if you don't place them just perfect. Oh, I forgot. I didn't get pink wax on my 1 placer here on my single placer. There we go. If you don't place them just perfect, just right, you don't cover up the full symbol. So I don't know if the symbols are just almost too big for the drills. The drills aren't quite as big as the symbols, or if they're just too far apart for multi-placing. But obviously I want to multi-place because it's so much color blocking and that makes the canvas go a ton faster. But I do think when I get all done, I'm going to go back with like a straightener and try to make my rows a little straighter. And it's just a little bit. Other than that, I am loving the canvas. It's so cute. The artwork is so cute. The poured glue on it is really great. I've not had any trouble with the poured glue. Really, the only problem that I have run into is the drill field just being a tad bit too big. At least for this round drill canvas. Now, I've never worked on one of their square drill canvases, so I can't say that it is the same for that. I do have a square kit from them, but it is a pretty big kit, and I don't know when I'll be working on it. To let you know my thoughts on it. But other than that, that was really what I wanted to show you. Like, even if I wanted to, I could come up here and spend time on where I've already worked and try to straighten out what I've already done. There's a hair here that's irritating me. Because it's frustrating when you look at it from different angles. You can see the black spots through. So, like, you can still see them. I didn't get them completely covered. If you move up higher where I've worked, especially in the lighter colors, all through there you can see the black marks sticking out because I haven't gotten them perfectly on there. There's something on there. It looks like a piece of food or something. Right in the middle of the ghost. There we go. I got it. And then another thing I've noticed, I'm going to move you down back here to the ghost. So where the glow-in-the-dark drills go, it's just the circle, and you can see the guide circle is a really light gray. I have noticed when I place the glow-in-the-dark drills, they are kind of a see-through drill for the ghost, kind of a milky color, and there's another hair. But anyways, you can see that gray outline through those, and it's like these drills are just a little bit too small to fit on there, and so it you can still see that outline. I'm trying to get this hair here. This is what happens when you have pets. All right, I'm going to pause for a minute, try to get that hair, and then I am going to bring the camera back out so you're not so close. Okay, I think that's a pretty good view. You can see the whole section that I'm working on, so I don't have to worry about going off camera. I'd actually filmed this whip and chat on the ghost up here, and I did not like how it turned off. I went off camera or how it turned out. I went off camera for a lot of it. While I was zoomed in trying to show the drill field, and there was a lot of background noise, and I just was not happy with how it turned out. So I thought, you know what, I'm just going to scrap that one and try again. And so you're still getting a ghost in the image, but not the full ghost that I had done before. So life-wise, I have put my 2 weeks notice in at the hotel. Well, I completely messed up that line, didn't I? I have put in my 2 weeks notice at the hotel. The job that I went to interview for a few months ago, I know I came on here and said I was disappointed because I had learned that I didn't get that job, and I was really hoping that I got it. That place did contact me, and they have offered me another position has opened up that they've offered me. And it is mine. I don't have to interview again or any of that. I do have to go take a drug test. But other than that, the job is mine. And it is bittersweet leaving the hotel. I've enjoyed working there. I made friends with the people that I work with. They're all great people. And I enjoy the job. But this one that has been offered to me is just more money, and I am hurting for money right now, and so I did decide to accept it. There's pros and cons to both of them. Just the reason I decided to accept this one is simply because it's more money. Unfortunately, it's third shift, which I'm going to have to get used to. You start at like 9 p.m. at night and then you work until it's finished for the night. So I might work 5 hours one night and then 12 hours the next night, which I'm not really excited about. It's just some different things about it. But again, in the long run, it is more money and I am hurting. I basically have enough right now to pay my bills, but I don't really have money for extra stuff. And if you've watched my channel, you know I like the extra stuff. Christmas is coming up. I don't have any extra money for gifts. It's just stuff like that that I need to have money for. So I did decide to accept it. I am excited about it. My last day at the hotel is going to be November 7th. And then I believe I'm starting this job the night of November 9th, which is a Sunday night. So that's kind of a mixed bag of feelings and emotions. I am nervous about starting a new job. It is what I did previously, so I'm just like a shipping and receiving clerk. I'm just going to be taking paperwork and inputting it into the computer system so that the warehouse workers can unload the trailers or load the trailers or whatever. And I loved that job. I loved the paperwork. I loved the organizing and the computer systems. And so I know I enjoyed what I did before, so I'm hoping it is similar to that. But I am excited and nervous and kind of sad to be leaving the hotel, but excited to be doing something that, you know, I have the education for, and putting kind of my knowledge to use again. That's exciting. It's exciting that I'm going to be making a little more money. So it's just a mixed bag of emotions. Then I made a note of stuff I wanted to talk about. So I talked about putting in my 2 weeks notice and accepting the new job. Done that. Okay. So at the hotel, a couple of days, let's see, it was last Tuesday. I was working. So when you work in a smaller hotel, they usually just have one employee there at night. So I was there by myself Tuesday night. And I guess a pipe broke or something. One of the guests came down to the front desk and showed me a picture. There was water standing in the closet of his room. And then when I went to go check, I found that it was also leaking into the first floor. Luckily, it wasn't a guest room. It was the maintenance room the water was leaking into. So while I'm on the phone with the manager, because obviously it was an emergency and she was going to have to come in, I had no idea how to turn the water off or anything to take care of the problem. So while I was talking to her on the phone, letting her know what was happening, I ran back to the laundry room to grab a big trash can to put under the water on the first floor to try to collect some of it. My phone was dying. By the time I hung up the phone with my manager, I had like 2% left. I had called her with my cell phone and I only had like 2% left on my phone. So she got there, she turned the water off. It turns out that the people on the third floor had taken showers and somewhere a pipe had broken or something was happening that had caused the leak. And so we were actually pretty well sold out. I only had one room available. I was able to move the guy on the second floor whose room was flooded. And then the people on the third floor, I mean, they were ready for bed. They didn't want to move. They'd had their showers all ready for the night. And They were in their pajamas, and so it's understandable. They did not want to move. So what the manager did was she gave them a key to one of the rooms that we had out of order. It was out of order for another reason, but the bathroom still worked. So on the same floor, on the third floor, if they needed to use the bathroom in the middle of the night, they could just go down the hallway and use the bathroom in the other room. And then she did give them the night for free, which I think was only fair because of the inconvenience of not really having a working restroom. And then after that, I had Wednesday off, and then Thursday and Friday I was sick, so I called off work, and so I'm not really sure what the solution was. I went back to work Saturday, and both of those rooms are in working order, so whatever the problem was, it's been taken care of, but it was just a dramatic night for me. I was shaking by the end of it. Having to be in charge of that kind of thing is kind of upsetting, but again, understandable why they only have one person there at night. There's just not a lot going on. Most of the night I sit and watch my cell phone, YouTube videos, or listen to books while I work on laundry. It's just really not that busy. And then last night we were actually, we were not sold out. I still had about 15 rooms to sell, but I had 26 check-ins, so it was still a pretty busy night. And then we had a lot of like young people checking in, and usually this hotel it's usually older couples who come and stay. It's a quiet hotel, and it's pretty laid back, just because it is older people, and they are just quiet. They stay in their rooms and they're pretty quiet for the night. But these people that were staying there, these younger people, they all knew each other, and so they were kind of sitting outside, talking and playing music and being pretty loud. So I did about 9:30. I had a woman call and complain about the noise. I did talk to the younger group to ask them to turn the music down a little bit. And they were all very, very nice, well-spoken young people. Oh, of course, we're so sorry, Miss Amber. We'll turn it down. We completely understand. We are being kind of loud. 11 o'clock, the woman calls back, says that it's just horribly loud. There's just all kinds of noise going on. And is there a party happening or something? Because it's just really, really loud. And she'd been traveling all day and she was trying to sleep. So I asked her, is it like on your floor, or is it next door? Or can you tell me where it's coming from so I can go talk to them? And she said, no, it was just loud everywhere. She didn't know where it was coming from. It was just loud. Well, I get off at 11. So I told her, I'm getting ready to leave, but I'm going to let the person on third shift know that there's a lot of noise happening, and I'll have her check it out, see if she can find where it's coming from, and let the people know they need to, it's late, getting late. They need to kind of finish up what they're doing and start calming down for the night. And I had forgotten to say something else to her. So when I got home, I called her to talk to her about something else I needed to tell her. And she asked me if I knew anything about giving refunds, because the woman was leaving. She wasn't happy and she wanted a refund. Well, if you've ever worked in a hotel, only the manager can give a refund. So I told her that, she was going to have to call the manager because only the manager could do that. And to me, I have mixed feelings on it. Like, I understand both people. I understand why she was upset. She was there to sleep for the night and then get back on the road. I think she was traveling from like Maine to Arizona or something. Like, she had a big drive ahead of her today, and she'd had a big drive already. And so I get that it was loud and she was trying to sleep. But I also get where the other people were coming from, because it was only 9:30 at night. And when you get a lot of people together, it does get loud. they weren't doing anything wrong. They were smoking, but they went outside to smoke, which, you know, that's what we ask them to do. So, I mean, I get both sides of the coin. You know, they were young people. They were here for work. So, I mean, they weren't going to be up much longer. I'm assuming they would have been in bed by midnight just because they had to get up early also. But, you know, I understand they were loud. But I also think the woman should have understood a little bit that she wasn't the only person in the hotel. And it was only 9:30 at night when she first started complaining about the noise. I wish she could have held out till midnight, because I really think by then they would have been done making their noise and going to their separate rooms and taking their showers and getting ready for sleep also. So that's something I won't have to deal with anymore. You know, you can't make everybody happy, and you just got to be understanding when you're staying at a hotel that you are not the only person that is paying to stay there. And you just need to be considerate of other people, both noise level wise and the fact that other people are there and going to be making noise. But yeah, like I said, that's something I won't have to deal with anymore. I'd rather deal with truck drivers than just people being unhappy and wanting to complain about stuff. And I definitely, truck drivers are so much better. They like to gossip and talk a lot, but nothing wrong with that. And then something else going on is that my sister and I have decided to sell Scentsy together. I sold it years and years ago, like 2016, years ago. And my sister sold it 2020, 2021. And they've been coming out with a lot of new cute things that we both like, and neither one of us really have a person to buy it from anymore. We've kind of lost touch with the people that we sold it with before, and so we just decided to sign up together. And we just have one website, and we're just going to kind of share it. And I believe you have to spend like $150, or you have to have $150 worth of sales. I don't know if it's every like 3 months or every month, or I don't know. My sister's the one that's really looked into it. I've been pretty busy with working full time, and she's working part time. So she has a little more time on her hands just to do this kind of thing. But we figured between the two of us, we could spend that amount of money easy and not really have to have parties or sell it to other people or push it. You know, we could just have fun with it ourselves. I was on there when I got home last night. I looked at the site a little bit, and oh my gosh, the stuff is all so cute. I don't know how you decide what you want. And they have so many new products. They're coming out with actual burning candles, and instead of just the warmers, the wax warmers, they're going to have candles, and there's just so much exciting stuff happening. So if anyone is interested, I will put a link to the website down below, but there's absolutely no obligation or anything. If you want to get something off there because you're looking for a gift or something for yourself, you can just order from our website and have it shipped directly to you. And thank you in advance if you do that. But if you're like me, I was just on there browsing kind of to see what they had. That was kind of fun too, just to kind of look. So yeah, I'll definitely put the website below. That way, if you'd like to look, you can. I want to say, I think that's pretty much life-wise. I think I've covered everything. I don't have a very interesting life. I'm work and craft is what I do. I was sick for a couple of days there, so Mom and I watched the first season of Blue Bloods. Well, several episodes. We didn't finish it, but I had a really bad migraine and stomachache and stuff, and so I wasn't diamond painting or anything like that. So I just wanted to sit down and craft, or not craft. I just wanted to sit down and relax. And I mean, my mom even did my laundry for me because I needed clean clothes, and I just was feeling so terrible. I missed a number 4, so I'm going to grab that back out and fix that. Just a lonely little 4 right there. And this kit is coming together really, really quick. I'm really impressed by it overall. Just having that little bit of an issue with the drill field, and other than that, I'm pretty confident I'll have it done by Friday. So that's exciting. It's when I have it finished, it'll be my 3rd kit that I've completed for drills and chills this year. And then I was super excited. I watched Diamonds and Washi's video this past Saturday. And I actually won a little prize. So, that's exciting. I know they're super behind on getting out the prizes to all the winners and everything. So, it'll probably be a little while before I get my stuff, but I will definitely come on and show what I get, what I order. I got 2 gift cards to 2 different places. So, that was really exciting. I never win anything. And so when I saw Anxious Amber come up on her screen, I was like, wait, what? And I didn't even hear what it was that I won. I was so excited. So I had to rewind the video and rewatch it so I could actually hear what I won. Let's see what else. This kit is also glow in the dark. I might have mentioned that. I don't know. So I'm going to try to get it to something you have to charge them. I'm not really sure how to do that. So if anybody watching knows how I can charge up the drills and get it so it glows in the dark, I would love to show what it looks like all lit up. And then I have another kit that I finished that also has glow in the dark drills. And again, I'm not really sure how to go about charging them so that I can show what they look like. It's the first time I've ever worked with glow-in-the-dark drills. And they are kind of interesting, like the ones that go in the Ghost. They're really hard to see to place. It's why I have my black tray out, so I can see them a little bit easier. And even the ones, it has like these glow-in-the-dark ones that are really bright neon yellow. Those were hard to see also, just because the color is so intense. All right, and then what I think I'm going to do is just go ahead and go off screen, go ahead and finish this section, and then when I get done, I'll come back and show an image of how far I've gotten, kind of zoom the camera back out so you can see how far down I am. After this, I only have like 2 more sections to do, so I should for sure have it done by Friday, which is very exciting. All right, I'm going to go ahead and go off, and I'll be back in a little bit. All right, guys, I have this section all finished. I think in total it took me about an hour and a half to get that finished. Love how it's turning out. I love how sparkly it is. I'm not sure it's going to pick up in camera, but it's just so pretty. And I'm not too sure. I am kind of thinking I might have mixed up a couple of the orange colors when I was kitting it up. I'm going to have to go back and watch that video and see if I did. Other than that, I'm just going to leave it the way that it is. Even if I did screw up the colors, hopefully I have enough of them in case I did mix them up. But I just thought the way that it's transitioning, I think maybe it's backwards, but I'm not sure. Again, I need to go back and watch that video. And then here's all the, if I bring it up close to the glow in the dark drills, I was going to try to get some of that gray circle under there, but I think I got those all placed pretty well. You can see it a little place, some shadowing is the word I'm trying to say. You can see some of the shadowing of the place where I didn't place well. Trying to think of how to explain it. Like right here, I didn't place well, so you can kind of see some of that shading of the symbol. And then you've got all of this is all ABs. The bottom of the ghost is ABs and fairy dust in the pumpkin. It's just chock full of special drills, which has been a lot of fun. And I think since that took me about an hour and a half, I think it should only take me about another maybe 3 hours to finish it up. So I should for sure have it done by this Friday. And that is awesome to me. Something else I did forget to mention. My sister reminded me when we mention Scentsy and stuff, I do need to make the statement that we are independent consultants for Scentsy. That just kind of keeps it so you know that we are making a little bit of compensation from it, and we are selling it for Scentsy to make money. So we are independent consultants. Again, I will go ahead and post that link in the description if anyone's interested to go take a look. I do believe we have 2 ongoing parties. If you would like to participate in either one of those, you are welcome to. And again, it's just fun to kind of browse. And so thank you for joining me today with this whip and chat and with munimade, and the artist is cutebutweird, and this is called Boo-tiful Bunch if you wanted to look it up also. Again, I'm really happy with the kit. I would definitely buy from them again, and I'm definitely going to keep an eye on that artist's work, cutebutweird, because it's just so adorable. I mean, that's exactly what it is. It is cute but weird. And so it looks like all I have left to do is a lot of green. A lot of color blocking with green. Which will be a nice change, I think, as I've done mostly purples and pinks up until now. So thanks for joining me today. Next video will probably be my October wrap-up video, because we literally only have like 4 or 5 days left of the month. So I will talk to you then. Again, thanks for joining me. Have a wonderful rest of your week, and I'll see you later. Bye.